Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TRS Live with your hosts Brian Keller, Matt Schratz, and Zach Hoffman, presented by The Real Shot.
I'ma do this here forever.
EQ.
Forever.
Triune.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever. I'ma do this here forever.
Let's go.
All you haters better get comfy. This the day you've been waiting on. Y'all road is finna get bumpy. It's the track I'm making my statement on. I ain't going nowhere. This the place that I'm making home. I'll do this shit forever. Hit the gas and I'm taking off. Ow. I was born with passion. My job is never ending and my hustle's everlasting. No matter what, I'm gon' ball, even with my back to the wall. And the best part is that this is the beginning. I'ma do this here forever. Forever.
Welcome.
Well, go ahead. You can intro it.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you for attending TRS Live.
Oh, I'm going to lose my job here.
Yep.
Well, obviously, we're joined here by the man, Rick Friday. So, welcome, Rick. Thanks. This is your first time on TRS Live.
Yes, it is. It works out pretty good.
And if you continue to intro the show like that, this could be your last time here on TRS
okay. I want a new job.
Yeah. Hey, man, you look really comfortable
I
there.
do. I am. I'm relaxed and I'm good.
Yep. And and the other thing, too, today, Rick, is we have a birthday boy on TRS
I know.
Live.
Mr. Zach.
I don't know that guy.
Zach Hoffman's birthday today.
Yep.
You know, I'll be okay with
whopping-
it as long as nobody from Texas Roadhouse comes through the door with the saddle thing.
Oh, they
That's-
should.
Yeah, but if they're bringing their cinnamon butter, dude.
Yes.
I might be
All
able to
Texas
handle-
Roadhouse people you are invited today. To bring
Yeah,
cinnamon.
if you bring the cinnamon butter bread,
And-
I'll jump
yeah.
on the horse.
How old are you today, Zach?
37.
Holy
24. 24.
37. Well, happy birthday
A young
from us.
37.
And today we're also celebrating Black Friday.
Yes.
Black Friday.
We had a freaking phenomenal
Huge.
start
So
to
far,
the
so
day
good.
so
Huge.
far.
So,
Now
okay, last year, let's just put it into perspective. Last year, we didn't know what to expect, right? We didn't do a lot of Black Friday before we all decided to start doing this marketing thing. And so we did the Black Friday sale. We had probably 8 to 10, maybe a little more people waiting outside last year.
Correct.
Today, we went outside to give out a couple free beanies. We ran out. There were so many people
Not
out there.
a couple free. I had
Like
taken 20.
We had 20.
I had 20 beanies in
And
my
we were
hand.
like 10 short.
So like 9:30ish. We're up front prepping, getting everything finalized, and I look outside and there's like 6 people waiting at the door. Awesome, great. You know, that's a good start.
Right.
So collectively, like Megan, Zach, and I were like, let's just throw these people these awesome TRS beanies. Well, how many? I don't know. All right, promo at 20. We'll take 20 of them. Zach and I what we tried to do is go out this door, and Mark's like, no, because then we're going to want to come shopping right away. So we ran all the way around the store, came all the way back out front.
Nice.
By the time we got to the front, there was 30 people in line. 30 plus
Literally.
people. Hey, I talked to Zach TRS Live, Facebook Live. I turned him back, and there's like, now there went
Another half a dozen.
10 to 20 to like, now there's 35. There was 35 to 40 people waiting outside the door to this morning.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's nuts.
awesome.
Which is cool. And now let's call it another cool thing about the community of people who shop at TRS.
Yep.
You go to all the big box stores that are like Walmart or whatever. You get a huge, crazy, mad rush of people who are completely disassociated with life and just come in the door rushing and knocking everyone over. These people were literally standing outside in a perfect line.
And
no instructions or anything.
Very,
Perfect line.
very true.
Nice.
That is a great
Perfect
point.
line. Open
And
the
they were
doors,
appreciative
walk
that
in.
we opened up at 10 o'clock and we didn't do anything crazy like 6 o'clock in the morning. We did that video that Zach did, telling you
Wednesday,
why.
I saw.
Yep. And there was a couple of nice comments on there saying, you know what, that more stores should do that kind of stuff. Give your time to go home and visit with your family and friends and run regular hours. And it's actually, so what we saw this morning is we saw an influx of people right away. Now it's kind of quiet in here. I mean, Zach's got one of the cameras looking over the store.
Yep.
But what's happening now, I think a lot of people are gone home. They're taking a nap. They're unloading the vehicle, and they'll be back in here the rest of the day and then continuing on through the weekend. So
And we have plenty of product left.
plenty of product. Well,
Yep.
there's some products we sold out of already, and we kind of warned people. Like
Yep.
So anyway, Zach, you want to drop the link to the catalog in the comments, please,
I
when you
can
get a
do that.
chance. So good morning, Russell. There's quite a few people on here. But anyways, check the link out. So you still have time. But like certain products in here, like the Light Flight Auger was selling like hotcakes.
How many of those Nanook XLs do we sell?
I think we sold all but
Two of them. We
all
have
but
two
two.
left.
We've
We
got
have
the
the
one on the
display,
floor
and we
and the
still have
one
one
in
in
the
the box. That's one that was on. Like I just read through
That
some
was
of the
instantly,
comments on
though.
it on Facebook.
Everybody came back for that.
One guy
Yeah.
said he's going to regret not getting in here, so you have a time to get in here
Right.
for that one. We will
Right.
sell the display model too
Yes.
at that discount, and it's already built.
Yes.
Actually, we charge
actually
more
saves
for
you money,
that.
so.
Yeah, normally we charge more. But let's save some of this Black Friday stuff a little bit for towards the end here. Reason we have Rick on today because Rick, it is 9-day firearm season here in Wisconsin.
Yes, it is.
You just got back from a week-long vacation up north
Yep.
on a gun trip. How did it go?
It went really well. Overall, deer season was hit and miss for us, but we did come across some fine animals
So
that we did.
So for those who don't know, like you don't hunt around this area, you make a couple-hour trip north.
Yes, I go to Washburn County.
Okay, so
Spooner, Wisconsin.
typically in that county, that's usually a struggle bus, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Northern Wisconsin is a struggle.
And that's big timber country,
Yes.
not a whole lot of ag like there is in this part of the state.
Correct.
So how overall, now you've been bow hunting up there this year too, right?
Not in that location,
Okay.
but
Somewhere up in
Yes,
there?
yes.
Did you have a good bow season to begin with?
that was really rough. Bow season's been tough.
Really?
I didn't get much seeing of any. I have a hard time on public land, so
Well,
finding that perfect location, it's tough.
It's tough. And
Yep,
that's
yep.
big timber up there too, so it's hard to
Yes.
find, corners and pinch points and all that
Right,
kind of.
right.
Well, and then the DNR released the numbers for opening weekend, and we're down 27% on the harvest.
Right, and Washburn County alone was down like 22%. So,
Really?
Yeah.
And see, I think this is the first year in how many years that all northern counties had doe tags available, right?
Yes, there was several thousand available for Washburn. Yes.
Were you lucky enough to get one of
I
those?
did not even try to get one because we do not shoot does up there.
Okay, so you're strictly
Yep.
horn hunters.
Yep, yep.
All right. So you went up there weather-wise. How was it for most of the trip?
Actually, it was really good. We got there, and they had snow during the week, and that had stuck around. So Saturday morning, we walked in like an inch or two
Really?
of snow through the woods. Yeah, so
Huh.
it was good seeing. And that's basically how we came upon a deer, that one of them that we harvested.
You're cutting tracks then? Seeing tracks? Or?
Yes, seeing tracks. Yep, we saw a lot of tracks. Didn't see a ton of tracks where we normally hunt
Yep.
in our first drives of the day, but towards the end we saw quite a bit more.
So you guys strictly up there drive. You're
Deer drives.
pushing deer.
Yes, yes.
Is that the only way you found really to be successful up there?
Well, not necessarily. There is, like, our first drive in the morning, Saturday morning, we started like at 8. We were in the woods at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
There was a guy that did harvest animal to our east, so he got a shot right away and got a deer.
With a buck?
I think it was a buck. We never.
Oh,
nobody
so
ever
this
saw
wasn't
it.
a part of your
It
party.
wasn't part of our group. So
Okay.
somebody at 7 o'clock shot and got a deer.
Nice.
I don't know what it was exactly, but we didn't see it. But we did our drive, walked through, saw a couple does in that drive, and that was about it.
Why don't
Nothing-
you guys shoot does?
Just we never. That county, it seems like there's never enough deer in that
Okay.
county. So it's just our personal preference that
Yep.
we don't shoot a doe.
Right.
I mean, yes, I know their meat and
Yeah.
all that.
More power
but,
to you.
But we're not strictly large racks either. But we'll take a buck, whether it's a spike or 10-point or whatever.
Right.
We just don't shoot them up there because there's not enough. I
Well,
don't think up there.
And I think right now in this day and age, I think a lot of people are transitioning in the back. I mean, to the meat hunter mentality.
Yeah.
We went through this stage, which I think has been a kind of a not a good stage of just strictly shooting big trophy deer.
Right.
To now people are like, you know what, I've done kind of playing that game. Now I still believe in management.
Right.
If on your private land or whatever you want to do.
Yes.
But you also have to have fun.
Right.
You got a comment?
No, actually, I was just going to say, hey, Rick, real quick, you want to take your microphone and just pull it a little bit away from your face?
Okay.
Just get a little bit of
How's that?
feedback from your little
Yep.
stubbles going on.
Okay.
Your fans,
Perfect.
Your
Yep.
fans want to hear
Boom.
your voice.
Yes. Okay.
All your fans.
Is that better?
Perfect.
So
So that was our opening morning, pretty much. We did like 2 more drives and didn't see anything. And kind of worked through that. It was like lunchtime, kind of thinking about going back. Then we did a drive across a across a road around a lake, and a guy spotted some blood.
Oh.
And we said either we go back to eat or we go try to find this deer.
Blood trailing.
Yeah,
Yep.
blood trail. So we got on the blood trail. We had three guys walk in. We were around to the south side of the lake and posted down on that end. And guys walking through, 2 shots. Kid pulled down a 9-pointer on that drive.
The one that was.
We weren't
don't
done
interrupt.
yet.
Don't
We weren't
interrupt.
done yet. And the next 2 minutes later, we were all pretty close together, 35, 50 yards away from each other.
Yep.
So it was real close. And all of a sudden I heard 2 more shots. Like, okay, something else happened.
Yeah.
And then I was standing there on a ridge across a snowmobile trail, and I see 2 deer run through. And I couldn't see what they were. They were big animals. And so saw that, and then all of a sudden another bang, and then 2 more bangs.
Holy man.
So that was the 3rd buck that we got in that one drive.
$3 on
$3
one drive.
Yep.
That's.
The guy found the one that was bleeding.
Oh, he did.
Somebody earlier in the morning must have shot it. Never trailed it. Never tracked it. Just let it.
There was no footprints.
No
human
footprints.
prints.
Nope. Just a deer and the little specks of blood through the woods.
So probably one of those situations you didn't think you hit it.
Correct.
Because tell me if I'm wrong, but a lot of times on gun shots, they don't bleed immediately.
No, right.
Sometimes it takes, it may take 10 yards, it may take 30 yards before you get blood. And
Right.
a lot of people, especially in
They'll give up.
they'll give up right
Yep,
away.
Right.
And the other thing, too, is I'm not trying to bash gun hunters. Don't get me wrong. But, if you don't see it go down, I must have missed, right? Because you're shooting 100, 200, maybe,
Yep.
whatever
Up
yards.
there,
right?
100 yards is about max in those woods.
Right.
Through some of that thick stuff. And a lot of guys, they didn't. For the most of the guys we saw were either off the trail or 25 yards into the woods. That's all they got into there.
And there wasn't that much snow, you said, right?
No, Saturday there was quite a few shots, but not a lot of
Yeah.
shots. We didn't hear much.
Yeah, I haven't heard, and I hunt Wapaka County, and overall, Saturday morning I hunted by my house in Washera County. There's cut a few shots here and there, nothing fantastic. Then I hunted Wapaka ever since, and it's been just yesterday was dead quiet.
Right.
Thanksgiving is usually one of those days you want to have your
wanna
butt
go
in a
out.
tree stand.
You bet.
And I did. I saw 6 deer. I got lucky. I saw a nice 1.5-year-old buck, whatever. He was still pushing does, but overall, I saw movement from about 7 to about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then after that it was ghost town.
Yeah.
So, but I got a question for you. In this driving situation that you do, what kind of gun do you carry?
I have a old Winchester Model 100. It's
Okay.
a 308.
Oh.
And that's what pretty much everybody else.
Do you
those
still
guys
you have a scope on there?
Oh yeah.
Do you have the see-through sights too?
No, I don't use that. No, I don't do that.
You don't have
no,
that?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't care for that.
I just
myself.
figured on a deer drive like that, you might want to have iron sights available.
No, you're pretty quick on it.
You're a good shot?
I can hit at something.
If you,
I've been known to hit a deer or two.
that a boy.
Yeah.
But you didn't see any other opportunities.
The only other thing I did see Sunday, we did the same drives, did another one, and all of a sudden 3 deer came through on me where I was standing. I was just off to the side, kind of as they did a drive. I was kind of on the end.
Yep.
And three deer popped up, and they were all little, looked like 3 does to me.
Oh, okay.
As far as I could see, and they just milled around for a bit and took off.
Yeah.
And I saw those same 3 on Monday too.
Really?
Yeah. They were on the other side of the road.
Isn't that crazy? So a lot of people think and we were talking about this, Mark and I were earlier today, so overall numbers are down, right? We just talked about
Yes,
that.
big
So
time.
and a lot of people are sitting. They're not doing deer drives as much anymore for a couple reasons, in my opinion. I think is, first of all, a lot of people still feel the way you do. There's not nearly as many deer as there used to be, and with management practices, they don't want to push deer they're working hard to keep on their ground by doing food plots and all this other stuff.
Right.
Why do I want to push them off onto the neighbors for them to get shot?
Right.
Valid point, but you just kind of interested in the other point is them 3 deer probably circled right around after you guys left.
Yep.
And went right back in there.
Yep.
They're-
That was their area. I know that. These deer stay in their area,
Yep.
whether does or bucks. Bucks do travel more. You see them around, but there's so much going on in those woods. Unless you drive them, you're not seeing
You're
them.
not seeing them.
Nope.
And no, you can't bait up there anymore.
Nope, no baiting.
So, I mean, that's like you said, more people have to get up and move
Yep,
around.
they have to move. And typically they're only moving back to the truck.
Right.
You go to the stand,
Right.
back to the truck, go to
Yep.
the stand, and that's all they're doing. And that, unless you move something. And we've driven plenty of deer onto other people.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, last year in particular, there was a big 10 or 12, and the guy had seen it during bow hunting. The guy that lives up there in Stone Lake, Wisconsin, and he had seen it, and we drove it right on top of him
Really?
that first day. That was last year.
And you got it?
And he shot it. He said, I appreciate you guys. I know you guys drive all this, and I had seen this deer, and we drove it to him. So
Wow.
he was all happy, and that's fine.
You guys didn't see that deer on
No,
that
I never
drive?
saw that deer.
They just slip out the back
Oh
door.
yeah, they're so sneaky.
I've partook in a couple of deer drives.
Yep.
And I've had it where I've almost stepped on deer because they hold so tight.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's almost like pheasant hunting after a point.
yes.
And I'm talking antlerless deer.
Right.
Them big deer are not dumb.
No.
Like, I think a lot of times they'll slip out the back.
They sense stuff. They sense other.
So part of today's show is we want to talk about stories on deer hunting, like interesting stories.
Okay.
And so tell me if this story sounds truthful or not. A buddy of mine, his dad was telling us a story of one year during opening season of gun. He goes, it was just getting light enough where he could start seeing, and he sees something out in the field. So he's like, well, what the heck is this? So he waits, and it gets a little bit lighter. Now, he told me, and again, I think this might be a false story, and everybody watching this, let me know what your thoughts are. Plus, give us any good comments. He said that deer was so low to the ground, it almost looked like he was army crawling.
I can believe that.
I actually feel like I remember from when I used to hunt seeing deer do that.
Yes.
Like
Which is
army
weird.
crawl?
Like crawling like down low. Maybe once or twice.
So that deer that was injured, the buddy that was tracking it, he tracked it, and he found where normally a person would have to get over the woods, over the down tree.
Yep.
So there's a lot of fallen tree in that area. And he looked and looked like, where did this deer go? Finally, he got underneath this tree, probably a foot and a half. Deer had crawled underneath that tree to get away.
So that's basically an army crawl then.
Basically an army crawl.
And this was a
underneath.
buck, it
This
wasn't
was
a
a
doe.
buck, yeah.
Was it
It was a
nice?
9-point buck that he
All right.
got.
Well,
so
so it's
these deer, they moved low and fast, I think. That's my opinion.
I always was like, maybe not, but
Right.
I don't know.
Over the years, the other guys shooting some of these bucks, they're always low. I mean, it's so tough. One guy took the front paws off both legs, and the deer was still running, and they trying to find it and hit it, and they finally got it, and both paws were gone, and that thing was so low, they couldn't even get it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. They're quite the animal.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
pretty awesome.
Yep.
So again, on another story, this is where I like stories. Let's keep telling
Yep.
this.
Yep.
I had one Thanksgiving where I was sitting on a friend's property. I was the only one hunting this ground, and get into this one ladder stand kind of off on off this trail or off this field. Here comes 3 deer come through, right? So I was younger then, and when you're more into the harvest than you are about being smart about things.
Right.
So I had tags. Now I'm going to tell everybody I had tags for all these deer. So I shot all 3 deer. I shot all 3 of them. They were a doe and a couple fawns. I'm not my proudest moment, but I shot all 3.
Yep.
So anyways, remind you, I'm telling you, I had tags for this. So I had to go home and get help because I shot 3 deer. So on my way home, I just get in my car and I'm leaving this property. I look at the top of the hill and there's a buck standing there.
Oh, wow.
Well, I got a buck tag.
Yep.
What's 3? Why not make it 4, right?
Right.
So I pull off on the property. I have permission to hunt. And this deer was coming off the top of this ridge, kind of like it was going to come down a fence line where there was a hay field and a corn stubble field. So I'm staying low and I'm running, looking. I'm like, he couldn't have gone very far because by the time I seen this deer to the time I parked, couldn't have been more than a minute.
Right.
Unloaded, loaded my gun anyways. So I go kind of running up this cornfield, looking, and all of a sudden running right at me is this buck. And just as I saw him, he saw me. He put the brakes on.
Yep.
I had one shot. I shot straight down the middle of the chest, tipped him over, ass over tea kettles, right over 4 deer in a half an hour.
Wow. That's crazy.
People call me a game mongrel after
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I had all tags. I'm telling you the
Yep,
truth.
it was all legal.
So I took pictures of it, and I had like 4 deer hanging in a tree.
Wow.
One guy. I'm not bragging.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. Sometimes Thanksgiving is a magical day.
Yep.
You got any
Can
good
be.
stories like that?
Just last year, one guy, he got 2 deer off that same drive, one of those early drives.
Yep.
He got $2, and like, wow, how do you do this?
See,
That
and
was my
I wish during the archery season we could party hunt like
Yeah,
you
I
can
know.
do during
I
gun
know.
season. My thing, and I've said it before. on
honestly,
here,
DNR doesn't like even,
Party
us
hunting,
gun
yeah.
hunting and party hunting
Right.
like that.
but if they make the rules. I think we should have 2 buck tags to use for whatever weapon we want.
Right.
So if I want to shoot 2 bucks with my bow, I can shoot 2 bucks with my bow.
Yep.
And then
I
that's
agree.
it. That's all you get.
Yep. I think at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter how you kill the animal. I
Well,
mean,
you can use your
they,
bow.
They literally issue as many licenses as they want to kill.
If
know
you
what I
pay
mean?
for
If
it.
you pay for it, you should
Yes.
still be able to use it.
I can use my bow from opening day of bow season till the last day of the season and not have to take a break once.
Right.
So what the heck's the difference if I use my buck tag twice?
During gun season
shoot
or
'em both.
during bow season.
But the rule is if I want to shoot a bull buck, during the bow season I can. But if I want to shoot a bull buck during a gun season, I have to tag it with my gun tag.
Mm-hmm.
But now once gun hunting's over with,
You can't tag if you have an archery tag, you can't tag it with your gun?
not
Or-
during gun season, you're supposed to tag it with your gun tag.
That's a little backwards.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right.
Look it up.
Yeah, I don't
Although,
know.
I mean, I guess I could see maybe that's a reason to deter archers from going out hunting when there's a bunch of orange guys running around with guns and you're not. Well, because you still have to wear orange if you're
Well, you
archery
still-
hunting.
For
Yes.
sure you do.
So
Yes.
then, okay,
But the
then
thing about it is
that's
you
weird.
can use your crossbow. We sell tons of crossbows to
Right.
guys that have the intentions to use them during firearm season.
Right.
Because they don't want to use a gun. Or they, like you were talking earlier, they don't hunt an area where they're going to get a shot much further than 40 yards.
Right.
So why
Right.
shoot them with a gun? I could shoot them with my crossbow.
Crossbow just as easy.
I don't know. So, anyways, so that's kind of some of the stories. Hey, David Vang's on here. Zach Hoffman. Do you know you're watching today, Zach?
I am watching.
It's your birthday.
It is.
So, did you do anything special for Thanksgiving?
No. Went to family the Thanksgiving deal.
Did you
So?
spend Thanksgiving down by your family?
Yes, I was down there. Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
Did they get any snow down there?
They got it on Halloween. They got their snow down there.
Oh, so everything's
It
obviously
was all
melted.
gone. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, when this last snowstorm blew through here, did they get pounded up north where you were?
Yes, I left. Luckily, I got out of there Wednesday, but it was. I had my 4-wheel drive all the way down to Bloomer, Wisconsin.
Really?
From there, we had 9-10 inches plus blowing. It was wicked.
Are you making a trip back up there the rest of
No,
the weekend?
I'm not going back up that.
You're done
that
now.
way. I might go up to northeast Wisconsin, but
You going to come over to my county and hunt some public?
possibly.
Lance is wanting to go hunt some public over there.
Is he okay?
You guys should meet up and go
Yeah.
hunt some public.
Yeah.
I didn't see very many vehicles on public land by my place this year.
Oh.
I don't know.
They out bumming around. I didn't see much
Yeah,
craziness.
consensus is just I don't know. It's just weird. It's like it's just an off year. They're saying it's later.
It is later. That's
Yep.
one thing about that.
Yep. So maybe we're on the tail end of any rut action. Weather's been pretty mild.
Yep.
Still tons of standing corn.
Yes.
Tons. of
Right.
standing
Even up
corn.
there, it's been so wet up northwest. It's corn all over.
That's the other thing. Moisture. There's
yes.
A lot of fields that are in woods that are underwater.
Yes.
So and then pushes
Luckily,
it clear
everything
off.
was frozen for us, where we could walk across the lake.
Yep.
A couple times we had to walk across. A couple swamps we went through, and that was all froze. I did fall once in a big hole, but that was about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We were crossing a swamp, and you had to get across, and weight-wise, and it just didn't hold me, and I went in like 2 foot
Really?
in a hole. And
You got those Nordman boots though, right?
wasn't wearing those. Yes, I do have
Oh.
those boots, but
Yep.
not to walk in that far like that.
Oh, okay.
'Cause that wood's pretty tough.
You said guys are ice fishing up there already?
They were ice fishing, yes, they were. Yeah.
How much ice were they reporting?
I was seeing 3 inches on some of the smaller lakes.
Really?
3-4 inches. On the lake we were on, we could walk all the way across it. It was a big lake. But, the Long Lake, they call it, in Washburn.
You're giving away specifics here, Rick.
Yeah, I know. But Long Lake, they were out tip-up fishing, but they said the ice at the shoreline was terrible. But they were out there tip-up fishing.
Which is most of the case early like
right,
this.
on a big lake like that, yes.
Yep. Nice. What else? Zach, you're a deer hunter. You got any stories?
I've literally never shot a deer. That's my story.
You've been out hunting, though?
Oh, yeah. I used to hunt, as a kid before, anyone would give me a gun and a license, before I was, 12, I think now? Or hasn't it always been, you could be pretty
It's always been 12.
It's always been 12.
per gun.
No, not anymore, though.
What's that?
Not anymore.
No, it's 10 or something.
There's no
like that.
age anymore.
I don't think so.
No,
yeah, when I was
age
younger, I think it was 12 because I remember getting it, and then when I turned 12, I'd go out hunting. But my favorite part about hunting as a kid was we always hunted out of ground blinds. And every time I would get the side that the deer didn't come to. And I just didn't. And they'd be so close. Like where we hunted, you'd literally be able to reach out and poke them, stick them with your gun. They were that close. So, you couldn't move to, shoot them or anything.
Right.
But, see, my caveat to that was every time my dad had his, he was aiming that direction and he'd take a shot, he'd miss every time. And then they'd run. And then it was every year, you take a shot, boom, miss, all the deer run, and 5-10 seconds later, you hear the other blind on the other side go boom, down, big buck down every single year. The landowner's brother would be out there in the tree stand or whatever.
Sure.
And just take whatever we missed.
They
He'd
were
always end up
probably
getting
happy
one.
your dad was hunting that spot. That's
Right.
why they threw him in that spot
I gotta
every
say,
year.
I don't think, and if he's watching, I'm sorry, but I don't think he ever went out and actually sighted in our shotguns when we went hunting. Ever. Not once.
Yeah.
Steve
Just
on
trusted
Trigger
it.
Talk would not be very happy.
No.
about
Well,
that.
see, I learned the lesson of I'm just not going to, now that we don't have to, I probably will never hunt deer unless we're doing drives with my 870 ever again. But the only time I ever actually managed to pull off a shot at a deer, I blew up a tree instead. And I think I've told Matt this story, but yeah, we were doing a drive, and we were actually driving. This is the smartest way to drive, right, is to have a bunch of people stationary,
Right.
like it's the Civil War, right? You got a bunch of stationary people on one end and the others walking towards you.
Yep.
And we did that. I was sitting on top of a tree, maybe 50 yards from the next guy. Big body doe comes running by. I left my scope on my 870, and we're in the middle of hardwoods where there's trees within every 10 yards of each other. And it's running broadside maybe 15 feet away. Go, go, go. The second I pulled the trigger on what I thought was a kill shot, my scope went black, and it was a tree about 5 feet in front of me. Totally spatially unaware of it. And I just, that was that.
Shot the tree.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
I've done that.
Tree
Not
down.
shot a tree, but with your scope situation. I thought you were going to say you had your scope cranked up too high.
No, it was
I
right
played
there,
that game
and then,
before.
Have you?
but it's the wrong scope for the gun. But it's off the shotgun anymore. No
So
scopes for
that
guy.
tainted you. You'll never deer hunt again.
No, I'll deer hunt again. I don't know. This year just didn't happen. I bought the new rifle from right here at the Real Shop.
Yeah.
The 270. That was an awesome gun.
Still isn't.
But didn't get
Still
out.
is an awesome gun. Nope, didn't get out.
No.
Nobody in my family wanted to go hunting, nothing. And I'm like, man, I'm not prepared for this. Now I don't even have Blaze Orange stuff because I called my dad actually, and I was like, hey, where's all my hunting stuff? Oh, I didn't tell you I sold it all. Like, what? He sold all of our hunting stuff collectively.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'm like, man, I still fit in all that stuff from 6-7 years ago.
Well, you've lost how many pounds lately?
In the past,
Probably fit it better now.
like 50, 60 pounds so far.
What?
From the time I started going to the gym almost a month ago now, I've lost about 10, 15, but I'm also working on muscles, so it's not really going to go down much.
No, yeah.
But yesterday, low-key, first time wearing an XL, a true XL shirt in probably 3 or 4 years.
That a boy.
Favorite sweater, I saved it. All my other clothes went to Goodwill besides that one. Boom.
It's pretty impressive.
And it's all thanks
That's awesome.
to Mountain Ops and Experience Fitness.
Well, Rick, you got to get going. You got to
Yes.
go pull some orders.
I'm gonna.
What's selling right now for Black Friday type
A
stuff?
lot of ice fishing is moving.
A lot of ice.
A lot of ice fishing.
Yep.
It's starting to move, even though we don't have ice here, but it will
There's
come.
ice.
It'll
People are
come.
willing to travel, like you said,
Yeah.
to those northern. And I mean, today again, like we talked about earlier, the Black Friday stuff that was selling was
Right.
the light flight augers.
Yes.
because we
Outdoor.
have you buy the auger, get a free set of blades. Obviously the Nanook, we
Yep.
sold a lot of those. But one that I was kind of surprised. I mean, I know it's a little bit pricey, but if you spend $50 on Rapala and VMC, you get that free jig box. I think
Right.
it's nice.
That is a nice box
right.
to have.
And then we got the buy the full Strike Master suit. You get a Strike Master sweater. So there's still some awesome deals in here. And plus we got the awesome giveaways that are going on as well.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them.
So let's just break that down really simply here. So that's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Come in, don't buy a thing, which you'll buy something. I know you will.
We want them to buy
we
things.
We would prefer it if you bought something.
But you don't have to, though. That's the best part.
But all you have to do is come into the store. You can sign up for all of the raffles one time per day.
A lot of giveaways.
A lot of giveaways. $2,800 worth of giveaways.
That's.
Recap, Rick. What are you looking at right there?
I am looking at the guns.
The guns.
I mean, the Winchester 12 gauge is perfect. The Browning pistol is nice.
Yep.
That is really nice gun. I've seen it. I checked it in.
Is that Browning? Is that the 22 one?
Yeah, the 22
22
Browning 22.
The double stack one? Is that the crazy one we've always
No,
been talking
those
about?
are all single stack.
Oh, okay.
But that's a super nice gun. It's got a good wood handle on it and everything.
Yeah.
The medallion series.
Yep. And
And then the ice fishing package, which is
that's
phenomenal.
a huge package.
dude,
Yes.
that's a phenomenal
Auger,
package.
locator, and a suit.
Yeah, a full suit.
Full suit.
A full suit.
Top and bottom.
A Markham 1.
Yep.
And then a
Lithium 40.
Strike Master Lithium 40 volt.
That
and there's
right
some
there.
miscellaneous lures and such that we threw in on that deal as well.
Heck yeah.
The Lithium 40 right there is worth it.
Like, seriously, you just have to
Why
walk
not
into the
show
door
up?
and sign up.
Why not
Like,
come
ticket
in
in the
for
box.
that?
Right. Right. So that's
Even if
pretty
you don't buy anything.
Right. And then a couple other ones here before we rock out of here I wanted to hit on. So this mobile warming stuff has been a phenomenal seller for us this year. Just kind of basically recap it. It's a vest, there's socks, there's pants, there's sweatshirts, there's just base layers. But it's run off of a battery system.
And it's Bluetooth, isn't
And
it?
it's Bluetooth.
Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So that's what there's the BT. It said BT on here someplace. That's
Yep.
because it's Bluetooth.
Bluetooth.
So Megan actually wrote a blog. I
Yep.
posted that to Facebook today. And the other thing, too, is this is all 25% off right now. That was a last-minute addition to our Black Friday sales.
Right.
The vests have been really selling well.
And the socks, right?
The socks and the vests.
And
Especially if you're going to be sitting still in the ice or out in
Yes.
the woods, like that is something you got to have. Because even like the thickest layer of clothes, if you're sitting out there and it's negative degrees,
it's
and
chilly.
you're not
It's-
moving,
It's
Yep.
nice.
get one.
So that is all 25% off. We have a pretty healthy stock on a lot of this
Both
stuff.
of the
Yep.
the
Yep.
socks we got a ton of.
The other kind of last-minute ones that we added, most of them are hunting-related because Eggert likes to drag his feet. But, side note, just kidding. Vortex,
Yep.
all Vortex, any Vortex purchase you make between now and Sunday, you get 20% back in a rebate in the form of a Real Shot gift card.
right?
That's anything that we stock, and these are already at amazing prices. So
They are good.
Vortex, I love mine. I absolutely love my Vortex stuff. I don't think I
the
could.
binoculars.
There's
The
scopes too.
old story on that.
Let's hear it.
Vortex. So I have a buddy that up north. He was out duck hunting in his canoe by himself.
I know this story.
Yes, and it ended good, but it wasn't very good. So we were out hunting. He had got a deer, so he went duck hunting instead. So he went out in the lake by himself and proceeded to tip the canoe after he shot.
Oh, my God.
He lost his gun. He lost his Vortex binoculars. He did not lose his life. He did live. But grace of God, some guys heard him scream on the lake, and he was within seconds. He had kicked off his boots, and he was within seconds of losing his life.
Oh, my God.
Luckily, some people were up in the lake, and this was bow hunting time of the year, so the lake was cold. They had heard him yelling in the lake, and one kid came running through the woods. Another guy was getting his boat out, and the two of them hopped in their boat, threw the motor back on the boat, went out and got him into the boat, brought him back to shore. They had called 911 at the minute, and the ambulance came, brought him in. The sheriff came, and got him back warm.
Wow.
It was he scared skin of his teeth. He's alive today.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was sitting in the woods, and I thought something doesn't seem right. I heard the ambulance go by. I heard the squad car go by, and I just had a feeling like something's not right here. I texted a buddy that was down the road that rode with me in this location, and I said, something's not right. Ryan's not answering. He always answers.
Right.
And I went back. I went back to the cabin and found him. He was sitting there by the fire, wrapped in a blanket, and said, "I'm alive."
Oh.
What the heck
After
happened?
he took you, that's spooky.
Yeah, it is spooky.
That's spooky.
And Vortex was so nice, they sent him a new pair of binoculars.
Really?
Yeah. His gun's still at the bottom of the lake.
So
But-
somebody could come in and win that ice fishing package
Yeah.
and try to go find it.
Yeah, go find it. Grab
Right.
one of the Helix 5s or
Right.
7s and go scan this area. And
Side scan it.
that gun's down there. Bottom of the lake. It's just, wow. It was
So
Vortex.
Vortex VIP warranty.
Yes.
Wisconsin-based company. So
They took care of them.
that's great.
Brand new pair.
So, and then one of the last ones that we sold a pile of starting last night, but remember this one here, we're going to be the last place that has this. I guarantee it. This is the Cuddy Back digital system. These are J cameras, I believe. This is they're all ready for Cuddy Link. So the cool thing about this is you buy this 2-camera kit right here.
Yep.
This camera kit should retail for, in my opinion, like $400.
Oh, yes. $3.99 or
somewhere around there.
Up there. Yep.
$200. You're $200 for
Yeah.
this. And then what you have to do though is you have to get a cell plan for it, and you have up till June of 2020 to do this. And then they're going to send you the cellular camera for free.
Wow.
That's a really good
And that's
deal.
only good through
This is December
31st,
December
right?
31st.
Yep.
And we have them now.
Right.
We have we started the sale today for Black Friday. The
We
sale
have 10
actually
of them.
We have 10 of them left because we already sold 8 last night.
No, we had 10, I thought, only.
No, we have additional
Oh,
ones.
did we? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But these will sell out guaranteed by the weekend. We have additional cameras coming in, and we're going to try to order more.
Okay.
So this is one that you should not wait on. If you're waiting on this one, don't do it because they'll be gone by the weekend.
Yes.
And so
Agreed.
the cool thing about it is you don't have to sign up until June. So, but they're not going to send you your other camera until you prove that you have a cell phone
Okay.
plan.
Okay.
And now they added AT&T to this plan, so not only can you use Verizon, but you can use AT&T.
Okay.
So, cool. Well, thanks for making the time
You
today,
betcha.
Rick.
You betcha. It's been fun.
Yeah, you got some great stories.
Any questions, just ask.
Yeah, just ask Rick.
Yep.
I think Rick should join us more. Zach, what do you think?
I think so.
I can just sit back.
I've
and
got
just do
stories.
this.
I've
He's
got
got
stories.
tons of stories. We
Yeah.
should do an ice fishing show.
We will do ice fishing.
Let's do some ice
Yep.
fishing stills maybe next week or so.
Sounds good.
For sure.
So, but hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And
it was fun.
continues to do Thanksgiving celebrations. I have mine tomorrow again for my in-laws. But don't forget that we have amazing good Black Friday sales. Zach put the catalog in the comments.
Yep.
Open our normal hours, Saturday
Open.
and Sunday. And
Yep. So it's
9 to
we're
5?
open till 8 today.
Yep.
We're open till from 9 to 5 tomorrow and 9 to 1 on Sunday. And then remember that we will do the drawings for the giveaways. We're going to do them next week, either during Trigger Talk or TRS Live.
Okay.
My thought is we're going to draw the guns on Trigger Talk Live and do the other ones on TRS Live.
Works for me.
So other than that, hopefully everybody has a good rest of their Black Friday. Make sure to shop local,
Small Business Saturday.
Small Business Saturday.
which is
Yep.
us tomorrow.
Yep. So,
Stop by.
And we do get a lot of that from customers. They say they'd rather show us the business, and we do appreciate that.
Yes.
It's not like we do our best to have as much awesome stuff as we can and run as many good sales as we can. So we do appreciate everybody that shops with us. So we try to show those thank yous by doing some phenomenal
And
giveaways.
hopefully you'll enjoy our sales.
Yeah, for sure. So have a good rest of your Friday, everybody. Thanks for watching TRS Live. We'll be back again next week, and be safe.